wouldn't lie to you. Doesn't matter what I do, she's got a hold on me.
When I was a kid, my mom couldn't drive the horse trailer, and she left almost all of the horse trailer driving to my dad. And then one day he got injured and wasn't able to drive for her, and she had to learn real fast. Thankfully, she taught me everything she learned and made sure that I was confident driving a horse trailer without my dad or without my husband. So before you just delegate that duty to your husband or your partner, watch this video.
The first and probably most important thing is to ensure that your trailer is hooked up to your vehicle correctly. You want to make sure you have the appropriate ball for your hitch and that your lights work. Also, make sure that your safety chains are connected properly. When you're checking your lights, you want to make sure that you check your signal lights, hazard lights, brake lights, and running lights all independently of each other. You also want to make sure that the trailer door is secure and closed, especially if you have horses inside the trailer. Next, you'll need to check that all your tires on both your vehicle and your trailer have the correct amount of air for your specific tire. Our vehicles are all pretty fancy nowadays and can tell us whether or not our vehicle is good, but I really highly recommend having an air pressure gauge on hand so you can check your trailer tires at stops, and just to make sure that the air is holding and everything is good, because the last thing you want is a flat tire with horses in the back.
In my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit.
Driving a horse trailer is actually pretty simple. It's very similar to just driving your vehicle regularly. However, there's a few things that you want to make note of. So, firstly, you want to make sure that you are taking your turns ultra wide. So the trailer doesn't always, it never follows the exact path that your vehicle takes. So if you're making a right turn, your vehicle is going to be a little bit tighter than your vehicle. So you want to make an ultra wide turn, so that when you're turning, you don't like hit the curb and everybody laughs at you. You know what I mean? So you just want to take the turns really wide. When you're hauling horses, it's so important to remember that horses aren't seatbelted in, right? They are standing on four legs and they have absolutely no idea what you're about to do. So picture driving a vehicle, being back there, and you're totally blind to what the driver's about to do. So they have to maintain their balance in the back. So take your turns slower than you think, way slower than you think. Just imagine if you were standing on one foot in the trailer, how would you want that turn to be taken? Okay? Be nice to your horse. The next thing you have to be aware of is your acceleration speed. So when you're darting around in your vehicle with no trailer, you can turn onto a highway or merge pretty quickly, usually, right? But you have to remember that time is probably going to double, possibly even triple when you're driving a horse trailer. First of all, it depends on how many horses you have. If you've got a loaded 6-horse trailer, you are not accelerating very fast, okay? If you've got an empty trailer, you'll accelerate more fast, but still not as fast as you would without the trailer. So you have to make sure that you are taking extra time when making turns onto the highway where you need to get up to speed, because the last thing you want to do is have somebody have to slam on the brakes for you to fit in, causing road rage or all sorts of other awful things. Another important thing is your stopping distance. You want to take so much more, at least double what you would take in your car. But you want to double the space that you would take between you and the person in front of you, and just make sure you have tons and tons and tons of room to stop. Think if that person slams on their brakes, how much extra time you need. And you also want to remember that you have to be kind to your horses here too, right? Like I was saying before, your horses aren't seat belted in and they have absolutely no foreshadowing of what's about to happen. So if you slam on the brakes, you know those horses are getting slammed against the front of that trailer, and that is not nice. Horses are very breakable, and they will 100% cost you thousands in vet bills if you slam on the brakes too much.
Something I recommend doing at every single stop, and I do recommend stopping more frequently than you would with just your vehicle, is checking absolutely everything, your hookup, your lights, and your tires, to make sure that everything is functioning properly. And don't forget to check your horses if you're hauling as well, because of course they're our most important cargo. We want to make sure they're doing really well.
So there you have it. I hope you learned a couple tips and tricks that will help you feel more confident driving a horse trailer on the road, so you and your horses can get from point A to point B safely. If you enjoyed this video, if you got some value out of it, please consider booping that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and I'll see you in the next one.